Well, hi everyone, Daphne here, and welcome to week 4 of Launch to Elite. So you are definitely past the halfway mark, and you should have been teaching classes this week, or at least one class. Some of you I know would have been teaching a class by yourself. Others will actually have had your mentor or your sponsor teaching for you. So I hope you've had an awesome week putting into practice some of the tips that Kimberly gave you from last week on actually how to teach a class. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of my advice. And I tell my leaders or anybody building with doTERRA is follow what your upline leader tells you to do in the beginning, because she would have done or he would have done the different steps and for building. And there are so many classes to learn from, so many actually different leaders that you can follow. So Kimberly mentioned teaching from Class in the Box, and I often start there with some of my leaders, and then they don't stay there for very long. Because then we're going on to some more advanced classes that have a little bit more meat. Okay, so Class in the Box is a good place to start. Put the video on, share the oils. It's so important to get the oils into people's hands. So what are my intentions for this video is really a few things. One is to look at the 6 questions that you need to consider at a closing. How to do wellness consults, one of the most important things. How to do a builder, sharer, and a live script. What is the difference between those three things? So that's what this week looks like. This week you're going to learn to really understand what it means to live doTERRA, to share doTERRA, and to build doTERRA. But you're also going to look at tips on how to make closing more effective, and then how to do a wellness consult. One of the most important things to do. And I believe that my business, Growing doTERRA, has really benefited because of Kimberly giving me really good tips in the beginning when I started of the importance of follow-up and doing a consult. So I am a very practical person. I've got to show things, and so I have a few things that I want to show you. And Kimberly did refer to this a lot, okay, your modern essential usage guide. I have about 4 or 5 of these that I have purchased, and I did that right from the beginning, and I put workshop copy on the outside. This one's a little bit battered right now, but to make closing less awkward, and I know Kim spoke about this, you're going to hand this out at the end, okay, for people to look at. The other reason I wanted to show you this is because right from the beginning when I started building with doTERRA, when I did a wellness consult, if someone has enrolled, and then they, at the wellness consult, which is usually it's definitely within 2 weeks of them enrolling, because we have 2 weeks in which to move or do placements with that person. We need to know if they're going to live, share, or build. So what I do is if they've enrolled with a 125 PV or bigger order, and then they go and put another 100 LRP order, I give them this book for free. And I remember thinking in the beginning, oh my goodness, I'm going to be using all my, fast start for that. But I have seen the benefits of getting this book into people's hands, because once they feel educated, they feel empowered, they know how to use their oils, and that's what's so important. So there is something that I offer to you. Yes, you're taking a portion of your fast start and you're investing in your customer, but you will have somebody walking a journey with you for a very, very long time, okay, and not canceling the LRP. So in your launch guide this week, you are onto number 9. Actually, the launch guides are all a little different, but we're going to look at Teresa Harding. Now, you're going to get to watch her video this week. For those of our French speakers, I'm hoping that some of the tips that I give you in this video will help you, okay? It is one of those videos, I think it's actually more like an audio. Sit with pen and paper and write lots and lots of notes. Teresa Harding is one of our upline, and she is going to give you, actually she's right at the top of our upline, going to give you tips on how to actually get people, on how to close, okay? So here is Class in the Box. It comes, you can buy it from the US or the Canadian warehouse, and it comes with 10 wild orange oils, 10 Class in the Box scripts, comes with the Live, Share, and Build guides, and 10 magazines, okay? So Teresa Harding, she always starts by saying, I'm going to take you to the back, to the price list, talks a lot about the kits, refers to the kits, doesn't ever presume that people can't afford a diamond kit. Goes and looks at the diamond kit down, all the way down to the family essential kits, okay? Well, that's called the smallest kits. Most of us focus on the natural solutions. Why? Because the natural solutions has the lifelong vitality. And that is the script that you need to learn. Okay, so if you've not presented that portion this week in your workshop, please start including it. Maybe your upline or your sponsor taught that part, but you do need to understand lifelong vitality, and you need to know, feel confident. And in the beginning, we don't feel very confident because we're learning. But you can buy, I think they're 80 cents, little handouts from your back office that are on the lifelong vitality. And at the last convention, there was loads taught. So I'm sure you'll be able to find some great info on lifelong vitality and why we all need it. If you're not taking the supplements personally, you need to be doing that. The only way that you can actually effectively say to people that these work is if you try them. Okay, so class in the box. Teresa Harding teaches from this, or whatever handout you're doing, takes you to the price list, refers to the kits, refers to the top 10 oils all the time, talks about about the lifelong vitality and why you need it. One of the things that you also really need to do is talk about live, share, and build, okay? So many people think that I'm saying love, share, and build, and maybe I am, but no, live, share, and build. And those are the 3 pathways with doTERRA. Now, let's just look. Most of our customers start living. Now, I do want to show you these handouts. These are the ones, the live, share, and build, that come with class in the box or come from doTERRA, okay? You get the other live, share, and build guides that come from Share Success, because that is the track that we are using, that we use for actual training. And I love their live, share, and build guides as well. But make sure that you have these at a workshop, because at a workshop or at a one-on-one, you need to present, okay? So at a workshop, what you need to present, the 3 different pathways. You need to take some time. And I say to everybody, okay, I'm going to be taking 2 minutes to talk about the 3 pathways with doTERRA. And I talk about what it means to live doTERRA. Those are people that have that Modern Essential book. They're on an LRP, or they're not on an LRP, so they own this book, or they have the app, because the app is available. They have they come to classes. They involved on your Facebook pages. That you keeping them engaged as far as loving the oils. Okay, they might be on an LRP. Now, if they're not on an LRP, it doesn't mean that you give them less customer service. You need to be following up with them, inviting them to classes. When a new oil comes out, maybe drop a sample off with them. Okay, so somebody who's living doTERRA is waking up and loving the oils and using them. And it's up to you to educate them as much as you possibly can. Someone who shares doTERRA is someone who might do a workshop, but they might not. They love sharing the oils. They might enroll 1 or 2 people, and they can actually get to the stage where their oils are paid for every month through the commission. But they do not wake up with the idea of, I'm doing this as a business. They might give a few hours every week, but they are not learning how to be mentored. They own the Modern Essential book. They'll have a 125 PV order in. But then it's the build that we need to really feel confident. Where's the build guide? Really feel confident to present building with doTERRA. And I'm so confident to present that. I will say, everybody, I want to tell you why I build with doTERRA, why I love what I do. So someone who builds doTERRA, they're doing at least 15 to 20 hours, and then maybe full-time with doTERRA weekly. That is what they do. It's part of their job. Okay, they're looking to replace supplement or replace their income. And there is much to learn about what's building with doTERRA. And I'm presuming that because you're doing Launch to Elite, you know what's expected. Builders typically put a 150 PV order in every month because they want their power of 3, and they want to help their upline and their downline with getting their power of 3. They're doing the minimum would be anywhere from 10 to 15 hours of work a week. They're on mentor calls. They're being mentored. They're doing half an hour personal development every day. They're doing product training. Okay, they go to convention. So that's just briefly what a builder would do. So present that at when you are hosting a workshop, because they need to hear about that. In your welcome letter, when you get home and someone is enrolled, make sure that you include the 3 pathways. So send a welcome letter. So I know that on our different pages, there's access to a welcome letter as an example. Some of us use a program called Synduit that sends out an automatic welcome letter and a few follow or subsequent letters or emails, but that's just an optional program. Okay, let's talk about the wellness consult. When you're at a workshop, and you enroll someone. It is, for what I do, then I find really effective is I book a wellness consult at a workshop. So I will say, okay, let's take out your day timer. And I take out mine and I say, your oils are going to be here within 2 days maximum. If they're coming from Canada, if they're coming from the States, it could take a little longer, okay? If you're in Australia, I'm not sure how long your oils take, but I suppose it depends if you're coming from Australia or you're coming from the US, okay? But depending, I presume it's going to take this amount of time. So when your oils arrive, I want to unpack those oils with you. I want to get the stickers onto the lids, and I want to do either a membership overview, and that's what you can call it, or a wellness consult. And I remember in the beginning going like, how do I do a wellness consult? Now it's so easy. It's going to take a half an hour to an hour. Now typically takes me longer because I love to talk, okay? You can do it over Zoom. You can do it over a cup of coffee. You can do it at your house, their house, meet halfway. Just do it. It's the most important part after enrolling someone. They need to know how to use their oils. This week, I met with somebody I enrolled in May, and now it is, I know, what is it? It's October, okay? It's almost 5 months. She's not opened up her oils. They're sitting on her kitchen counter. I have tried endlessly to get with her. So finally, I've got with her. The stickers are going on, and I'm showing her how to use her oils. I've also added her to my Facebook group. I've invited her to another workshop, and I am engaging her. Okay, so now she feels cared for. She's got the Modern Essential book in her hands. So she actually purchased it from me because she wasn't sure if she was going on an LRP, which is optional. But I took her to a few different pages. I showed her her back office. I showed her how to put an LRP in. I spoke about Lifelong Vitality and the 3 products, maximum 3 products that you can get for a lot cheaper with Lifelong Vitality. I showed her that. I showed her how to use points. I spoke about product of the month and how to change your order from Canada to, from the States. So I showed her a little bit how to use her back office, okay? I showed her how to use the Modern Essential book. I always take people to essential oil experts, and I tell them that their password is let me in. And if you've not been to that website, it's Kyle Kirschbaum. And I take them there and I show them there's Live, Share, and Build. Now I can actually share my screen, and I think I will do that. Now I hadn't planned on doing this, so you're going to see my Facebook page. But let's go quickly get off here. Love Kyle's page, okay, so www Essential Oil Experts. Sorry, I should have had this done, but I just decided essential oil. Oh dear. When you're meant to be doing this and you're recording, and you should have prepared it. There we are. Essential Oil Expert. Our password is let me in. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. Why do I love going to Kyle's? The password is let me in because it's ready for us, okay? And he is one of our awesome upline leaders. So here's the 3 pathways: the live, the share, the build. And so I will, if it's somebody who I know really just wants to live doTERRA, I will take them into live. I'll show them how they can watch some videos. There's the Live Guide. Now, this is actually the Live Guide that I love to give. It's the new one. You can email it to them, or they can download it, or you give it to them. So consider ordering some Live Guides. They are incredible because they give place to put the membership number. They give a place to actually go through a wellness consult and look at what oils they have, what their health concerns are, and what products they can order for the next 3 months on an LRP. Okay, so there's a lot. There's also so much info with a video to watch on LRP, how to get more education, and different apps that they can have. Okay, now if people are wanting to learn what it is to share doTERRA, I can show them the sharing page, and there's lots on sharing, how to share your story. Okay, there's even class in the box in there. But then there are those that at a wellness consult, because we've spoken maybe a little while, that want to learn how to build with doTERRA. And then you can take them onto the build section. Okay, let's see if that's going to go into there. So a wonderful, wonderful resource as Essential Oil Expert. I'm not going to go on to that much more because you yourself can just browse around there. The password is let me in. This is only for people who are already enrolled in doTERRA. Okay, I remember in the beginning giving this website out to so many different people. So that is, let's see if I've gone. Live, share, build. What else do I do in a wellness consult? Oh, I love to take rollerballs. I take some rollerballs and I show them how to make a blend. Okay, take fractionated coconut oil, maybe a sleepy time blend, or if they've got a baby, I'll show them how they can actually practically use their oils. And one last thing, education is important. So our upline, Donna Toes, has a program called Take Root. And for a whole month, our members can actually participate in Take Root and watch a 15 minutes to 25 minutes, sometimes half an hour video on different oils from Monday to Friday for the whole month. And I get my customers into that. I get them enrolled in that. So ask your upline if you don't know how to do that or how to get them connected. But I love them taking part in the Take Root education because they then know how to use their oils. And if they finish the program and they watch all the videos, I actually give them a balanced oil. And I found that really, really effective. Okay, so this week, you have got to become really good at closing. And you're going to practice some 6 closing questions. So let's look at the launch guide. Being confident at the end of a workshop. So here's your launch guide. Let me look. You're going to actually see an 8-minute video on how to close and the questions to ask. So really practice those. What are they here? So I remember starting my doTERRA journey and feeling nervous at the end, that awkwardness, like, what do I do now? You need to know that you're serving people. That is the most important, that you're not trying to make a sale. So at the end, hand out the Modern Essential books and go from person to person. And you're going to ask them the 6 questions, what are we working with? So you're looking at their health concerns. Number 2, how serious are you about resolving? Like, really, how serious are you about looking at your sleep issues or looking at the skin condition that you have? Because depending on your seriousness, I am going to be able to offer suggestions. Number 3, if I were you, I would. And so I'm listening to their health concerns and I'm putting together a plan and I'm going to look at what I think would effectively help them. The Natural Solutions Kit is an awesome place for many people to start because of the supplements, the 8-hour diffuser, all the different, the On Guard, the hair products, okay? It's a great place to start. It also comes with a bit of the probiotics, all right? And it's got past tense and intune and 10 of the top essential oils as well as some of the mood oils. So a great place to start. But if people are needing to do a cleanse, you'd maybe look at that. Or if people are really struggling with their moods, perhaps you look at one of the mood kits, okay? If they've got children, you might consider a kit that is geared towards kids. So you're going to really look at their health concerns and gear it towards them. Okay, number 4, what are the factors you're considering in making this decision? So when some people are going to be jumping on straight away because they're going to see the value that you've put on their health, okay? Others are going to be having to consider a few things. And I know that we can teach you skills on how to get a closing happening that night, okay? Often people would say, I need to speak to a husband, I need to go home, I need to consider my finances, all right? You could perhaps have an incentive for enrolling that night. But really put value on getting a kit is where we put a lot of value, okay? But serving the person. Number 5, is there anything we haven't discussed that is affecting your decision? So you might have sat with a person for a while and let them just think about, you've shown them how to fill out the form, but let them think for a while and go on to the next person. And then you're going to come around again and say, is there anything else? Are there any other factors that are affecting your decision that we haven't discussed? Because there might be other things that you need to, like, why are they hesitant, okay? And number 6, what do you think is the next best step for you, all right? So you're going to be watching that video, and I know that will be very, very helpful for you. You're also going to be preparing your Live, Share, and Build script. So be confident to present that, okay? And really have your head understanding the difference between the 3. And I know many of my team get stuck on what a sharer actually does, but really I just say a sharer is someone who loves the oils, loves enrolling a few people, but they wake up in the morning and they're not thinking, I'm a builder with doTERRA, I'm doing this as a business. That's not their primary thought when they wake up. Builders, on the other hand, that your idea is to build a business and you're wanting to substitute and replace your income, and you're going to look at getting mentoring, and you're going to look at how to make you got to be on this program, which you are. Okay, so have fun. Your Live, Share, Build script. You can also have lots of training on placements. And oh my, one of the most important things is to understand placements. I think I can really say that I was so successful. I got, with Kimberly's help, I got to silver in 6 weeks. Why? Because she helped me with placements. She showed me how to have the cleanest front line with no extras on it. Okay, I started with 3 builders and built underneath them, and I got my power of 250 within the second month. I didn't even know really about that commission. But so work with your mentors, help get them to help you understand. Okay, if you don't know what a ghost account is, comment and I will help you. And I don't even mind giving you some tips on how to put a ghost into place and how to structure properly. But there's lots of videos out there, and I even know Kimberly has some. So have a good week with working on all those things. Your Live, Share, Build script, learning how to close properly, how to feel confident with a wellness consult, because that is important, and then be looking at placements. Bye, everybody.